Hi again, Michael here, exercise physiologist and health coach. Do you sometimes wonder, how's my posture? Or why am I sore in this particular spot and tight in this particular spot? We're going to go into this today and give you 5 steps to the best posture you've ever had. Hi, I'm Michael. I'm an exercise physiologist and health coach. And this is something I talk about with the majority of my patients that are just a little bit round or curved, maybe asymmetrical in the wrong places. So step number 1 is we're going to have our feet about hip width apart, parallel, okay? We're not going to have necessarily our toes facing out, although this one we're going to be driven by comfort a little bit, okay? But let's start with our feet roughly parallel. And what I want you to do, without lifting your feet, you can see I'm being like Dorothy. There's no place like home. I'm clicking my heels together. We want to click our heels together without moving our feet. So the result of that is that my legs twist like this and my knees end up kind of pointing outwards. Okay, so I'm screwing my feet into the ground outwards. So my knees start to face outwards. Then step 2 is I squeeze my glutes together. Okay, and what we're doing, if you imagine that I have 3 bowls of water. One bowl at my pelvis, one bowl at my solar plexus, my ribs, one bowl at my throat. I want to make sure each of these bowls are stacked on top of each other and they're full of water. We don't want them spilling water. If, for example, I'm standing with my hips kind of dropped like this, one hip's higher than the other, I'm spilling water to the side, you can see. Or if I change to the other side, I'm spilling water to this way. We don't want to be spilling water. When people have hyper extended lower backs, now we're spilling water to the front. If I have a flat back posture, I might be spilling water to the back because of where my pelvis is. So we want to make sure my pelvis is nice and level. And I look at the belts. Is your belt parallel to the ground, or is it sometimes a bit bent or a bit tilted to the sides? Okay, so step 1 is we put our feet together and we rotate out. We screw our feet into the ground. We squeeze my glutes. This actually sets my pelvis in the right spot. Number 3 is I now squeeze my core. Okay, I brace my abs. This actually holds and locks the pelvis into place, and I can now release my glutes a bit. I don't need to squeeze so tightly on our glutes. The glutes are in the right place, the core holds, and now I can release the glutes a bit because my core is holding me in place. Now let's be clear, we don't need to be 100% gripping our core to hold our posture. We only need maybe about 10%. If we are lifting something heavy and our maximum lifting capacity, sure, this needs to be nice and strong to provide structure and support to the whole lifting movement. But if it's just my body weight that I'm holding up and it's postural that is the maximum load, I'm not even lifting a bag. This doesn't need to be gripping so tight, but it just needs to be gripping tight enough that my pelvis doesn't move. Okay, so we've got feet, glutes, core, and now I try and put my shoulder blades into my back pocket. What do I mean? I get my shoulders back and down. Back and down. So from the front it could be about rolling up, and now I'm back like this. I've got a proud chest. Many of us have tight chest, tight pec muscles that really pull our shoulders forward, and we have really weak back muscles through here in between our shoulder blades, really weak back muscles, and we end up in this really round position. So as I've talked about in other videos, we have our thumbs up, thumbs out, and we pull back like this. And I could just drop my arms from here, and this is roughly the position. This scapular squeeze is really squeezing the muscles between my shoulder blades to activate those and get us back into this position. But it's also down. I don't want to be shrugging. I don't want to be activating the top of my shoulders and getting my shoulders back like this, because that's going to add tension into our neck and our shoulders. So it wants to be back and down. Okay, that's step 4. Step 5 is we've got this bowl of water. We don't want to leave it out the front, nice and straight body, but my head's out the front. And people do this. People still walk along like this, thinking my posture's okay, but they don't think about getting their chin back as well. We really want our ears to be over our shoulders, and make sure you bring that chin back. So what's the steps? Feet screwed into the ground. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, get the shoulder blades back and down and get the chin back. Now we don't need to be in this really overdone posture, but really the more time you spend in this upright posture with 1, 2, 3 bowls of water, nice and level, no spills on top of each other, this is what posture looks like. And this is how we want to be. When it comes to sitting though, and I'll grab a chair quickly. When it comes to sitting, so many of us just, oh, I'm sitting. Oh. And look at this, there's all this space in here. My back is not being supported now. Okay, there's also a big curve in my back. This is what that curve looks like if I was back on the chair. So we actually want to have a nice straight back, and I want to have my bum in the back of the seat. You can see it's nice and straight here. So what we actually want is when we're standing, that we get our posture nice and straight, and we sit down, we maintain a straight back, and I get back into the seat and I'm nice and straight. As soon as I start to slouch, I kind of lose a bit of tension. So the best way to get back into it is to stand up, be straight and sit down again. If I try and straighten myself from sitting without getting up, I might appear straight, but really my pelvis is still rotated back where it was. But to make myself look straight, my spine needs to curve, and there's extra stress put on my back to make me feel straight. Instead, if we stand up, we get my pelvis set, we get my hips in the right spot, and I come down nice and control. My core is still tight, my shoulders are back. Actually, my pelvis is rotated forward where I want it to be. And as soon as I let that tension go, my pelvis rolls back. Now, I don't want to be the stickler and say you always need to sit perfectly straight. Just be aware. Make sure you support your back, because your back is going to be the thing that really looks after you in later life. Okay, so here's 5 ways to a perfect posture. Let me know in the comments below how you find this. I want you to try this every so often throughout the day. Think, oh, where's my posture at? What do I need to do to correct it? Give that a go. Couple of times a day, reset your posture. Let me know in 2 weeks how successful it is and how more in touch you feel with your body, and good luck with it. I'll see you on the next video.